Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I am Kayla Nicole 999, and this is 90 Days to Recovery After Narcissistic Abuse. This video, this is going to be, sorry, I wasn't prepared to make this video. This is going to be the video for day 30. I have been slacking on making these videos. I want to apologize to you for the fact that I haven't been putting out new content on YouTube. I have been working really hard on fixing my life. Many of you guys know I am an adult content creator, and I make all of my homemade solo content on my own. That's where my money is. I'm not currently monetized on YouTube, so I do not earn any money at the moment from these videos. I'm also a cam girl on sites like My Free Cams and Chatterbait. So if you're just finding my videos and you have a problem with the fact that I am an adult performer, all I ask is you don't watch my stuff. But this has nothing to do with me being an adult performer. This is a video about narcissistic abuse and recovering after narcissistic abuse. It's about my experience. I want to reiterate that I am not making these videos necessarily to offer you advice on how to recover from narcissistic abuse. And if you go back to my first video that I made in this series, you're going to see that I'm just talking about my experiences, but I've been changing it up as I go. I've definitely been giving more information about narcissists, but I've been using, articles and other people's content to give you the information about narcissists. So today we're going to be discussdiscussing and we're going back to that Healthline article that we have been using. And for some reason, here we go. For some reason, I'm not where I need to be. Hold on, I thought I was there. It is first thing in the morning, you guys. I am just waking up. Forgive me. I wanted to get this video done because if I don't get it done, then it will never get done. I have multiple other videos saved in my phone that have absolutely nothing to do with narcissistic abuse. I have other videos that I've been making. I'm starting to do like product reviews and whatnot on YouTube as well, but I had to take those videos in a series of clips, and so in order for me to actually upload those videos to YouTube, I gotta edit them all together and I gotta splice them together and do all kinds of fun little editing tricks. I'm not the best editor. I am literally teaching myself as I go, which is why most of my videos are not edited. You're not gonna see those fancy, I don't even know what they're called, end screen. Well, the end screen I use YouTube, but I guess start screen, I don't know what it's called, but where people are like, they have their perfect picture and they have the title of their video. I don't know how to do any of that yet. So that's why my channel is definitely much more amateur than many other YouTube creators. All right, so let's jump into this video because I also have some other videos in the series that I want to make, and the longer I take to talk about these subjects, the less energy I'm going to have to make those other videos. But before we begin, if you do want to help me get monetized on YouTube, then please, please, please subscribe to my channel. I am nowhere near being monetized yet. It takes 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time in the last year in order to even become monetized. And I don't even have 100 subscribers on this channel yet. So if you want to help a girl out, please hit that subscribe button. I don't know that there's going to be a subscribe button there, but I'll figure things out as we go. I'll figure this out. I just need more time. Okay, so we're gonna discuss envy. So the article, which I will link in, man, my brain is not working today, guys. I will link in the description of this video. There we go. This is what it says about envy. It says people with NPD. People with NPD often envy people who have things they feel they deserve, including wealth, power, or status. They also often believe others envy them because they're special and superior. People with covert narcissism may not outwardly discuss these feelings of envy, but they might express bitterness or resentment when they don't get what they believe they deserve. So let's just jump right in here. We're going to use both my ex-best friend and my mother as an example because they are my two biggest narcissists. Have I encountered other narcissists besides them? Specifically male narcissists? Maybe. I probably definitely dated at least one narcissist. I definitely dated a lot of people with many narcissistic traits. I myself, because I was raised by a narcissist, have many narcissistic traits that I am trying to change. I'm working really, really hard to change who I am. I'm definitely not my mother, thankfully. But moving on. Anyway, so my ex-best friend and my mom, they were the two biggest narcissists in my life. My mother has actually been diagnosed with NPD by a psychiatrist. My ex-best friend has never been diagnosed. But if you knew the whole story, which there's bits and pieces out there in the video, there may be, I don't even remember what content I have on YouTube. You'd understand why I feel that she's a narcissist, and many other people feel that she's a narcissist also. So my mom, for instance, she never had any empathy or compassion for me. Like, I would complain to her how, I'm working 40 hours a week, but I can't even afford a small apartment. And she would automatically turn that around and make it about her. And she would tell me, well, look at me. I have this crappy 2-bedroom condo that I rent, and I'm however old, and I've never even bought a home before. And I never called her on it, but I remember when she said that, in my head, it was just like, and this is how you're making me feel better. I'm complaining to you that I can't even afford a small 1-bedroom apartment on my own. And you want to complain about the 2-bedroom condo that you have for a really affordable price, that I would love to have. Things got better in my life for a while when I was dating a man with money. And I bought myself a 2015 Subaru Forester, which has since been repossessed because I drove that thing into the ground driving rideshare and doing delivery jobs, and I was actually losing money at those jobs, and put 150,000 miles on that car in 3 years. I bought it used, so it was at 185,000 miles, and it broke down. I had just put $3,000 into fixing it. I had no more money to put into fixing it, and I had to let that car get repossessed, and I'm now filing bankruptcy. But when I first bought that car, my mom gets into the car, and, well, I've never had a car this nice, Kayla. I'm just looking at her, and I'm biting my tongue once again, and in my head I'm thinking, well, instead of buying yourself old used cars, maybe you should buy yourself something nice, and you could have something nice too. My mom isn't your typical flashy narcissist who likes to flash what she has. So a lot of people wouldn't even know that my mom's a narcissist because she's not going around saying, oh, look at me, I'm the best, I have the best of everything. She's not a grandiose narcissist. She's definitely a covert narcissist, and covert narcissists are so much harder to spot than those malignant or grandiose, narcissists. So my mom will buy herself these old cars, and well, I never had anything that nice. I don't spend money like you do, Kayla. You go get a pedicure. I would never pay somebody to give me a pedicure. I am not going to make another woman work on my feet. See, she thinks that she's better than everybody else because she doesn't do these things. That's what she tells herself in her head. I don't even remember what school I was talking about, but I told her that I met somebody that went to a pretty prestigious college, and she automatically replies, there was no good for them or anything like that. It was, must be nice to have money. She is envious of everybody. Everybody. It doesn't matter what you do, she's gonna envy you. And she causes a lot of her own problems. She will sit there and not make decisions. Part of the reason why she hasn't bought a house, I think she has money in savings. With the housing costs around here now, I don't know that she has enough money, but she probably could have went. But she didn't want a little condo. She didn't want a townhome. She wanted a house. And she will sit there for months and months and months before she makes a decision. And then, of course, by the time she makes a final decision, whatever she wanted was gone. But then she gets all upset about that. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about my ex-best friend. So my ex-best friend and I both used to be strippers. And this was one thing that I could not stand about her. She would trash talk the other girls at the strip club. She would sit there, they would be making money, and she would sit there and be like, those girls are so ugly. I don't know how they're making money. I don't understand why these men are spending money on them. And they're not even paying attention to me. These girls that she was talking about were incredibly sweet, genuine, kind humans. They had incredible personalities. And maybe they weren't the most physically attractive women in the club, but their personality, their kindness, the fact that they were so genuine made them more attractive. And I could never tell my ex-best friend that, but I would just bite my tongue and I would just look at her and be like, men like them because they're kind. In my head, and they're genuine, and they're sweet, and they have nice bodies, and they're cute too. You're a fucking fake ass bitch, is what I wanted to say. Could I say that to her? No. You got this body, you got these looks, but your personality is shit. And you're not nice, and you're not kind, and you're not genuine. And that's the reason those girls are making money and have all of these regulars that you don't have. Because they bring something to the table that you don't. But I could never tell her that, because if I would have told her that, she would have lost her shit. I got into a computer coding boot camp, and I put in a lot of work to get into that computer coding boot camp. I had to apply for assistance through the Department of Vocational Rehab. I had to jump through a lot of hoops to be able to get into this coding boot camp. The Department of Voc Rehab paid for the coding boot camp, but it was a full-time program. I couldn't work while I was in the program. So it was Monday through Friday. I spent, 5 or 6 hours in school, but then they were requiring us to do 40 hours of coursework per week outside of school. So there was no way I could work. So I still had to take out loans to live on for the duration of that program. And my ex-best friend and I were talking, and she had tried learning coding before I did, and she never got anywhere with it because she doesn't put in any effort into anything. She'll try something for a few minutes and then say, fuck this shit, get mad at it and go walk away and not do it again. And then she'll make up all kinds of excuses. Well, I had to drink at work because I just can't handle being at the strip club without drinking, and so I was too hungover, so I didn't. Anyway, I was a stripper for 5 years and I didn't drink every night at work. I am a cam girl now and I do not drink every day when I'm on cam. I do that job completely sober, so she was just making up excuses. But anyway, you know, she's talking to me and she's just like, I wish I could get some assistance and get into a coding boot camp like you did. This was towards the end of our friendship, and I finally just looked at her and I said, well, if you were willing to put in the work, you could. There's programs out there, but you have to apply, and you're going to have to actually prove yourself to them. She did not like that at all. When I started calling her out on her bullshit, she started to dislike me very much, very quickly. And it's funny now, to me. Part of the reason I got stalked and harassed for years by her is because I called her out on her bullshit. I'm not recommending calling a narcissist out. Calling a narcissist out is going to fuck up your life royally. Trust me, it fucked up my life royally. But as a girl who kept her mouth shut for years, it felt good. When she broke up with her ex-boyfriend, the one that I ended up falling in love with, this was well before I accidentally fell for him. There's a story in one of my YouTube videos, and I don't remember which one. I think the story is in a couple of them. But anyway, I got stalked and harassed for 2.5 years because I fell in love with an ex-boyfriend of hers that she hadn't been with in 2 years when she was about to get married to another guy. My car was keyed. They launched a computer bot attack on my Facebook page, flooding me with thousands of friends requests and so many messages and phone calls on Messenger. I literally had to remove the Messenger app because the phone calls and the messages would not stop coming in. And somebody unlawfully entered my apartment twice. They didn't take anything, but they did move things around. Clearly it was an attempt to scare me. They just left signs that they had been here. I did try contacting the police. The police really wouldn't do anything because I had no proof. I had no solid video evidence to prove that it was these people that I thought it was. And it couldn't have been my ex-best friend doing any of the stuff. She did not have the computer coding skills. There's no way she could have made that computer bot to attack my Facebook page. Also, she was out of the country. She had already moved out of the country, so she had friends doing this stuff for her. But all of the stalking harassment started within a couple weeks after she found out about her ex-boyfriend and me. But anyway, when they first broke up, he went and rented a Maserati and was like just driving it around town with one of his friends. I mean, you know, you go and you do some fun stuff after you break up. Well, they remained friends, right? And so she knew that he was doing all of this, and she was just sitting there just like, I can't believe him and his friend have this Maserati and they're out doing this and I'm not with them. And she would just fucking lose it all the time. Her ex went to Jamaica and she lost her shit over the fact that he was taking a trip to Jamaica. She had either just been or was about to go to Australia. But God, he's not allowed to go to Jamaica, you know? Like, she can travel. It's perfectly okay for her to do all of this stuff, but she gets so fucking jealous and so envious. If somebody else does something that she's not doing. So when her ex would start dating new girls, keep in mind, she had already been dating new guys. She had already been sleeping with new guys. He didn't even start dating nearly as quickly as she did. But when she would, or when he did, she had a fit. She would go and stalk and harass. She wouldn't harass them, but she would go and stalk them on social media. And then she would make up all of these stories about them and literally try to destroy their names and their reputations. And she would even trash them to her ex. And I'm talking about girls she doesn't even know, like girls she hadn't even met once. And one of the girls that he started dating was much younger than him. I remember her just sitting there losing it, and she's like, he traded me in for a newer and younger model. say envious, you know? No, sweetie, he didn't trade you in for a younger and newer model. You had been pushing him to get married since the start of your relationship. And he never wanted to get married. And the reason that they broke up is because in the end, she basically said, we are getting married or we're ending this. And then she gave him, I think, like a week to decide. You have a week to decide. And then she couldn't handle giving him a week. So the very next day, she turned around, you got to tell me now, or 24 hours or something like that. I don't even remember. And so he took the night to think about it, and he broke up with her. He broke up with her. He said, I can't give you what you want, so I'm going to set you free so you can go find what you want with somebody else. And then she goes and she starts dating other people and starts losing her shit when he starts dating other people too, because she's envious. The attention always had to be on her, and if it wasn't on her, she would lose it. Gosh, this girl, I don't know how I didn't see who she was sooner. I was friends with her for 13 years. So if there's a narcissist in your life and it took you years to discover that they're a narcissist, don't feel bad. It took me 13 years and many, many, many people telling me after the fallout that she's a narcissist before it finally clicked. With my mom, it was 34 years. And the only reason I figured out the woman was a narcissist is because she finally told me that she has been diagnosed with NPD. It was like this aha moment, you know, like, shit, this was not all my fault. I don't know, I could go over so many more instances about my ex-best friend. I only dated one of her ex-boyfriends. And actually, we didn't even date. It was a situationship. Like, we weren't dating, but it was definitely more than just a friends with benefits type of relationship. And I didn't mean for it to happen, but the thing is, you don't get to choose who you love. And I had a crush on him for years. And I had incredibly strong feelings for the guy, and he kept telling me, oh, she'll just have to get over it, you know, she'll deal with it. Well, no, she didn't. She tried to destroy my entire life and my entire reputation when she found out, and we were hiding it from her, which isn't the best way to go about it, but I knew she was going to lose her shit when she found out. She was also in the process of moving to another country. She was about to get married. Her grandmother had just passed. I mean, she had all of these things going on in her life, so it just wasn't the right time to tell her. And we planned to tell her eventually, but we were trying to, you know, let her get the move over with, get married, have her honeymoon, have her little happily ever after. And it didn't work out that way, but she would have lost her shit even if we had waited, you know. He no longer talks to me. I still don't even know what she said about me, but yeah, she definitely trashed me to everybody that we knew, and I lost every single friend from that group of friends besides my ex-boyfriend. My ex-boyfriend was also part of that group of friends, and he knew who I really was, so he stayed by my side. And you know, I should have known, because many years ago, not long after her and I first met, we were out one night and we were at a club, and she introduced a guy to me as her friend. She didn't tell me that she was interested in this guy. I don't think they were dating. Apparently they were kind of hooking up, but she didn't tell me any of this. And that guy and I started flirting that night. And she was just sitting there getting so mad. I didn't understand why she was mad. She was being incredibly passive-aggressive about it. She would not tell him or I why she was mad. I could just sense that she was mad. And she was our ride that night, and she was actually a very good driver. I did not witness her drinking that much that night, but him and I got in the car with her. And within minutes of being in the car, like, she just sat there for a minute, and then bam, she fucking hit another car. Pulling out of the parking lot, she hit another car. And I didn't realize until after the situation with her ex that she had done that intentionally. She still didn't tell me that she liked that guy. She waited days before she finally told me that she even liked that guy. All she had to do was come up to me at the club that we were at and say, hey, I'm really into that guy. I don't appreciate you flirting with him. And I would have backed off and said, hey, all you had to do was tell me that you like him. 13 years of friendship, and I never slept with one of her boyfriends, ever. But she runs a smear campaign on me because I fell in love with one of her ex-boyfriends 2 years after they broke up. So she wanted all of her friends to envy her, you know. She was desperate to be envied. And then whenever we would meet new females, she would automatically trash the new females, claiming that she felt they were threatened by her. Nobody was ever threatened by her. But she wanted them to be threatened by her. I don't... Keep in mind that I am a girl. I allow my friends to date my exes, and it has happened. Is it an awkward situation? It can definitely be an awkward situation. However, once you're no longer with somebody, you have no right to tell them who they are allowed to love. You have no right, period, to tell somebody who they are allowed to love. Of course, if you are in a monogamous relationship and they cheat on you and they fall in love with somebody else while you guys are still together, obviously that is a problem. But you still can't tell that person, you have no right to have fallen in love with this other person because you were with me and you were supposed to love me. Like, love is not something that we can control. It's not a fucking light switch that you flip on and off. You know, you can't just love somebody one day and then turn it off. And you can't control your attraction for somebody. You can control acting on your attraction. If you are in a monogamous relationship and you are attracted to somebody else, then you shouldn't go and be with that person behind your current partner's back. If you really want to pursue things with that person, you should probably end things with your current partner, you know, and explain to them that, hey, you're attracted to somebody else and you want to pursue that. However, once you break up with somebody, that person doesn't owe you an explanation as to who they're sleeping with or who they're dating. And you can't tell them who they are allowed to love or who they are allowed to have sex with. Not even if it happens to be your best friend. You know, I never told my friends that were sleeping with or seeing my exes that they couldn't do it. I never got mad. I was thankful that they were, you know, they eventually told me about it, and some of them waited. Some of them were scared to tell me because they didn't know how I would react. But I was cool with both of them. I was cool with my ex, and I was cool with them. The only time I got mad is when my friends actually slept with one of my boyfriends while I was dating them, and that happened often too. You know, that is something to be upset about. It's very disrespectful of your friends and your boyfriend to sleep with each other behind your back while you are currently in a relationship with the man. That is not a good friend. That is not a good boyfriend. But, you know, if you happen to be attracted to one of your boyfriend or girlfriend's friends and you don't pursue them while you're with your boyfriend or girlfriend, which nothing ever happened between this guy and I while they were together. It wasn't until after he was single and I was single that anything ever happened between us. It's not the end of the world, you know? It's much more respectful that at least we waited, because he was attracted to me. I could tell, and I was attracted to him. It wasn't supposed to happen, but it did. I didn't think she was going to lose it as badly as she did. But I should have known. I mean, she wrecked her fucking car because she was mad at me and one of her male friends, and she wrecked her car with us in it. But I never realized she did it on purpose. Not until after she tried to destroy my name and reputation in life because I fell for her ex-boyfriend. So with that, I'm gonna end this video because I've been going for over 30 minutes now, and it's much longer than I intended it to be. The last thing I'm gonna say, jealousy and envy is literally a wasted and useless emotion. I'm not telling you not to feel it, okay? We all get jealous. We are all envious of people, their accomplishments, you know. We're all going to experience jealousy and envy at times in our life. But does your jealousy or your envy actually get you anywhere? Are any of your problems solved because you choose to be jealous or envious? Never. Doesn't get you anywhere but angry and bitter. So growing up with a very jealous and envious mom, of course, I became a jealous and envious person. And I am now trying to retrain myself to be happy for people. And trust me, it is a much better feeling when one of your friends, when something wonderful happens to them, it is a much better feeling to congratulate your friends and be happy for your friends and, you know, wish them the best in their new promotion or their new relationship or whatever it is that they got that you are jealous and envious of, than it is to sit there and ruminate in your head and be like, well, why is everybody else getting in all of these happy relationships and I'm not? Or I've worked so hard at my career and I'm not getting the recognition that I deserve and I haven't been promoted, but here's my friend who's only been at her company for 6 months and she got a promotion. Why did she get a promotion? But you make yourself feel like shit when you have those thoughts. Don't do it to yourself. Look at your friend and say, I'm happy for you. Congratulations. I love you and I want you to be happy. It's gonna make you feel a hell of a lot better than that jealousy and that envy ever will. And now I'm gonna end this video. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you like this video, please be sure to give me the thumbs up. If you have any experiences you would like to share, I encourage you to share in the comment section. If you have any questions for me, please be sure to drop those in the comments too. And as always, if you are just finding my channel for the first time, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you want to be notified whenever I release a new video, hit the little bell and you will be notified when I sporadically release these videos, because I am not on a schedule to upload new videos at the moment, but I'm trying to work on that. And as always, I am going to try to find a video to link to, specifically talking about, you know, narcissists and jealousy and envy. So, but I gotta do some research on YouTube before I can find that video to link to. So just have some patience with me, but I'll get there eventually. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day, whatever time it is, wherever you are when you're watching this. Take care, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.